your favorite loke, especially after I done spoke. Support the real. Get rid of the fake. How do you do that? All you gotta do is go ahead and subscribe, bro. Follow me on Instagram at CEDDYNASH. One word. I do follow back. I'm only gonna follow back until they verify me. Once they verify me, that's it. We done. So what's up with the visionaries? So I told y'all I wanted to do this, right? I wanted to tell y'all, about Dr. King and, really why they killed him and how they killed him. First off, Dr. King did not die of no goddamn bullet. No bullet went through, didn't kill him. They suffocated him. Coretta sued, by the way. Coretta Scott King sued the United States and won. Proved that he died of asphyxiation. I've always hated how they plagiarized the fuck out of I Have a Dream, bro. I always hated how they screwed us over with that BS of peace and everything like that. I see somebody say Dr. King would have turned the other cheek if he would have been slapped by the police. Indeed, because what Dr. King understood was what it looks like for retaliation. You see, if I'm constantly the one that's beating the mess out of you, I'm constantly the one doing everything to you, I look like the monster that I am. See, it was about getting those sanctions on the United States to cripple that dollar so that now you got to treat these citizens with a way. Because they would have wiped us out, we would have started shooting. Guaranteed. But now that the browning of America is starting to happen, what they are doing right now is taking hold of the courts. Trump almost got 300 federal judges appointed in the courts per orders of Mitch McConnell, who just traded on him. Check the last video for that. I want to read y'all something up real quick, and I have a dream because they only read you that last part. It say 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. The momentous decree came as a great beacon of light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who have been seated in the flames of wildering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak at the end of their captivity. But 100 years later, this where it gets spooky for y'all. This what got him killed. They start talking about that money. 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro still lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we came here today to dramatize a shameful condition. And since we come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When he said, my eyes have seen the mountaintop, I ain't fearing no man. You know what he was doing, bro? He literally was standing on the front lines of Memphis with sanitation workers. Dr. King started noticing that almighty dollar. See, we when he did that stuff with the getting rid of the segregation, people had a simple, narrow-minded mindset, even myself at a point in time, of, yeah, bro, let's make these white people serve us. When what Dr. King messed up was keep it black, keep it, in our community. He didn't understand the statistics of what we got going. He just wanted us to be financially empowered, not really knowing too much from everything I studied. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. Somebody showed an article, but not studying too much of keeping that dollar in the community like that. When we boycotted those buses, what we should have did was bought our own buses and said, screw y'all. Then they could have started kissing our ass for power like they did with Maynard Jackson. Y'all expect me to keep it real because you know that I will, bro. And on Sunday, bro, I'm going to start Sunday service. I'm going to start with the greatest white man in United States history. If anybody guess who I'm going to talk about, bro, I give you $25. I'm not about to give 1,000, 500, 200, $100. Nah, hell no, bro. This is just cheap guessing. But like I said, y'all expect me to keep it real because you know that I will. I do this daily, baby.